Hey, good morning. How are you doing today, Joey?
Fantastic. How you doing?
Absolutely fantastic. You got to talk to me about what Mezcal is, because here in the Carolinas, I mean, we've got everything and we've got this, but we need to get more people onto this.
For sure. So, Mezcal, I like to say it's the cousin of tequila, if you will. Very similar. And I think the biggest difference, just to make it super duper simple, Mezcal it's cooked in a traditional way underground. So it gets that smoky flavor. What? And it also could be made from several different agave plants, and there's hundreds of them, where tequila, which everybody's very familiar with, can only come from one, and that's the Blue Weber agave, which is absolutely delicious. Mezcal can be the full range. So I would say that's probably the easiest and simplest way to describe it too.
When I went looking for the definition, I liked what they said. It says overcooked agave. Is that how you explain it?
I think overcooked might come off a little negative, much like food. I don't want an overcooked steak, right? But, that cooking method really brings out that smoky flavor. And I think that's probably the biggest distinction, because it is cooked underground in a very old world traditional way. And it's a really special thing, but it really imparts that flavor that you get. Ours has a little bit less smoke, so we work very hard with our partners in Oaxaca to bring down the smoke a touch for the American palate. They don't love that cigar in a glass kind of flavor. I personally don't mind it. I have a couple of those at my home bar for sippers and stuff like that. But we're more, think more Tito's. We're for the masses, so we really want to give everybody a lighter kind of expression of smoke.
I love it that the planet has something to do with this. And, if it were underground in my forest, I would make sure that I had a spiritual connection with the ground. Do you guys do the same thing, to where it's like, you have to love Mother Earth, and because Mother Earth is giving you a gift to give to us?
I'm glad you brought that up, and that's probably the most important, because sustainability is top for us. And, there are companies that cook the agaves before they mature. And, it's a waiting period. Like anything good in life, you have to wait. And we make sure everything from kind of nose to tail goes back into the ground, all the nutrients, all the leftover byproducts, and everything we do is additive free and done in a more traditional way. Like our distillery everything is still done by hand. It's just absolutely incredible to watch. But yeah, if you don't take care of Mother Earth is not going to take care of you. That's how that works.
What does it smell like when it's cooking up? Because I'm that kind of a person. I'm the guy that goes into the kitchen and I've got to smell it, because I know it's just going to make me want it even more.
You got the best questions. It smells like you just walked into a buddy's barbecue, and they've been like slow roasting something like all day. It's not ready, but you could tell the coals are getting warmed up, and he just put it on, and just that smoke. It's just a really smoky, awesome experience that you can't wait until it's done. Yeah, kind of feeling. Yeah. Do
you have to put it into barrels and things, or what is the fermenting process?
Sure. So that comes much, much later. But so right now, actually, I'm launching a Reposado, which is the same exact juice I use now in my Espadín, but we age it. We're actually aging it in old Jack Daniel barrels. Wow. So it's going to impart some of that flavor. So everything, we love about like a Jack Daniels, that vanilla, that caramel, you'll get a little bit of that, just enough that you could tell. It also imparts a little bit of color too. So it'll give it more of a mocha kind of color versus like a clear traditional silver.
You've got to have a relationship with time. This is not a rush thing. To me, it's like making kombucha. Your first batch is going to take a long time to get to.
Patience is not a virtue I have, so I'm learning to sit on my hands and be a much more patient person. It's teaching me a lot of life lessons. I'll leave it at that. But yes, it certainly takes time to do it right.
The business side of Mezcal, are you shaking hands and kissing babies with restaurants? Because every one of these people, they want their own signature drink, because people will come to their restaurant if they've got the best of the best.
That's where we excel, and I've been kissing hands or shaking hands and kissing babies for my entire adult career. That's a huge part of it. And, my background, I came from sales, marketing, distribution background for the big boys. Like, we launched Casamigos, we launched Don Julio, we launched Patron. That was in my prior life. So I pride myself on the relationships that we have, and it's really, really been very beneficial to my own business now. But yeah, you need to be on those menus, and that's really where our focus is, where we do things a little bit different. That is our sole focus. We simply don't really sell the product outside of menu placement. So, and that's really to kind of zero in on that and not dilute our own product. So we have a very less is more strategy.
You've gone from celebrating the fruit to you've gone back to where you've become the seed. You are the beginning.
Sometimes I celebrate the fruit a little too much, but that's for another story. I was celebrating a lot of fruit last night. That's for sure. But
so now I understand a little bit more about Mezcal in the way that I can't. Do you build up a business relationship like with Topo Chico? Because it just seems like the world has fallen in love with that, and putting Mezcal with that seems like the best combination.
Man, you're good. First of all, I love Topo Chico. I also own another company, and it's called Sip Margs, and it's a canned margarita company that actually came first.
Wow.
And I have different expressions, and one of which is a mezcal. And basically, it's a mezcal margarita, but very much like a mezcal and Topo Chico, if you will. If you put those two together, that's pretty much what it is. And I sweeten it with a little bit of agave nectar, no fake sugars or anything like that. I don't believe in that. So everything has to be natural and 100% organic, and that's how we sweeten it. So that's we have a product like that. Actually,
how do you get by those salespeople that are going to try to sell you that fake stuff? I mean, you've got to stay true to your game.
It's tough, and I tell you where it really becomes difficult, because it's a race to that 100 for the cans, at least. It's a race for that 100-calorie, kind of thing, and that's why they use the aspartame. That's why they use the monk fruit and the fake sweeteners. And listen, when we were developing, I played around with all those to see if they work, and they just give you that real diet soda type fake taste, and it's just not something I really believe in or could get behind. People do it, but to each their own. But doing things the right way, step by step, and using the best products. Like, I'm 120 calories in my cans, where I would say the majority are in the the low 100. So I mean, for a difference of 15, 20 calories to have a better product out there, I'm okay with that.
Do you find yourself wanting to put together a book that where what you can mix the mezcal with and teach people how to use it as a tool rather than just an escape?
Well, it's funny. So another reason I love mezcal so much, tequila really paved the way for all those kind of things. So, when you're, we believe heavily in education and stuff like that, but when you have to teach the consumer everything, I just think you're in the red, and it's an uphill battle that you'll probably never win. So I'm very thankful for tequila and everything that's taught the consumer, because you could enjoy it in the same exact way. And that's the beauty of mezcal. If you're a margarita person, if you're a Paloma person, if you like you can make old fashions with it. Really, anything you could do with tequila, you could do with mezcal. So, the education is there, and it's that same path.
Is it readily available? Is it everywhere?
Yeah, so we just launched it. We launched about 7 months ago. It's actually the fastest growing mezcal launch, one of the fastest growing mezcal launch, and we're doing super well and very, very, very fortunate. But online, you can find it absolutely everywhere. It's sucasamezcal.com. We direct ship to about 40 different markets.
Nice.
And then as far as like brick and mortars and actual states that we're in, I'm actually just landed in Florida a couple hours ago. That's the backdrop. Not bad. And but we are we're in 8 different markets right now and growing. Yeah, but online you could pretty much have it everywhere.
You've got to be excited about this project, dude. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is some good. This is life-changing stuff.
It's awesome, and it's a shitload of work, or pardon my French, but it's but we're having so much fun doing it, and that's the best part. And even like just design wise, I mean, you should see some of these awful. By the way, my father's an art history professor, but you should see some of these sketches that I put together with my partner a year and a half ago, and actually like to watch that actually become the bottle, like these real basic elementary awful sketches I had, and now it's a real thing. You could order it at real places, and I mean you could go to arenas like the UBS and and MSG and actually enjoy these products, which is just absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow. Joey, you got to come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
I appreciate it. I'm going to take you up on that.
Excellent. Please do, man. You be brilliant today, okay?
All right. Likewise. Be good. Thank you so much. Cheers.